Why are Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds pretending they're skipping the Met Gala tonight instead of just acknowledging they weren't invited?
Blake Lively is reportedly spiraling behind the scenes after being quietly excluded from the 2025 Met Gala invitation list, sparking major speculation online.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds didn't attend the Met Gala, but were they rejected from it?
Insiders claim it wasn't just about her being unavailable. Blake was actually blacklisted from attending this year's high fashion event.
Or they just didn't really want to put themselves out there with all of the scandal.
From backlash over her plantation-themed wedding to an old blackface skit and false family stories, her glamorous image collapsed fast. Even Justin Baldwin's charity didn't survive her controversy.
Sad news, Justin Baldoni's foundation is shutting down.
Blake Lively wants us to think she voluntarily skipped this year's Met Gala. Girl, stop. It's not even a joke anymore, it's just plain sad. TMZ, US Weekly, and People all report this "we're not going" excuse was planted back in March, specifically March 21st, 2024.
Blake and Ryan won't be at tonight's Met Gala. The couple's plans were revealed in March by multiple outlets, including TMZ. On March 21st, a source told Us Weekly that the news is actually not surprising, saying she's not a Kardashian that goes every year.
Just early enough for her PR team to pre-spin the rejection before public embarrassment hit. They didn't even try to give a real excuse, just vague fluff like scheduling conflicts or just skipping this year. Really? From someone obsessed with red carpets for over a decade? We're supposed to believe this?
And Blake and Ryan haven't gone since 2022 when they were co-chairs, and they will not be in attendance this year.
Let's not kid ourselves. This is the second straight year Blake and Ryan Reynolds have ghosted the Met Gala. 2 years in a row isn't just absence, it's exile. And don't forget, she literally co-chaired the event in 2022.
She's obsessed with the Met Gala. She's obsessed with being seen. You know she wants to go.
Now she's vanished like she never belonged to the Met Gala elite. You don't go from being handpicked by Anna Wintour to sitting home with the kids, unless something behind the scenes went seriously wrong.
Just saying that they're not going. Okay? They don't give a reason. It's just random. They're not going. This woman who loves fashion, who, you know, whether you like her fashion or not, I think it's abhorrent.
And about this year's theme, the 2024 Met Gala honored fine tailoring, black style, legacy, and cultural influence. Basically, it was rooted in history and relevance, not plantation cosplay and antebellum aesthetics.
She got this Time Magazine Civil Rights Titan Award and all of that. We know the woman has done blackface. We know the woman got married on plantation. We know she only got the Time Magazine thing because she donated money to the NAACP 6 years.
As soon as the theme was announced, anyone with sense knew Blake Lively wouldn't be welcome, not after stacking up PR scandals like trophies. Her attending would have been couture-clad contradiction.
Why? Why do you have to make up stories like that? I just don't get it.
Let's rewind to where it all began. Blake Lively's September 2012 wedding. Not just a wedding, a full-on Southern plantation wedding. And no, not some cute backyard. It was a literal plantation.
They just didn't really want to put themselves out there with all of the scandal. But there also could be another side plot, you know, with the speculation and the opinion that maybe they were not welcome.
Where enslaved people were tortured, abused, and killed, but let's call it rustic elegance. She genuinely thought a filter and Pinterest vibes could erase that. She had the nerve to label it romantic. Girl, it was a historical crime scene. And what did she do when the backlash hit? Typical fake woke celeb move, throw money at the problem. She donated to the NAACP and got rewarded with a Time 100 civil rights recognition. The same woman who once blogged Antebellum. Muffin Recipes is now being hailed as progressive. Is that how low the bar is?
Calling out hypocrisy amongst the powerful people in Hollywood. She's not talking about women in power. She is protecting women in power. And instead, she is going after women just like herself who's trying to make a living from being creators here online.
And we're not done. Remember her SNL performance? Of course not, because the skit where she played a caricature of a loud black woman has been wiped off the internet thanks to copyright claims. People are still trying to repost it, but YouTube blocks it like state secrets.
I could see, what's her name that runs the thing, who's the designer?
Anna Wintour?
I could see Anna Wintour being like, Blake, you are not coming this year. Like, there's no way.
Still, clips survive on smaller platforms, and it's just as cringe now as ever. The fake accent, twerking, cheap wig, it was peak performative and offensive Blake Lively. So yeah, her showing up to an event themed around black style wasn't happening.
Tailoring black style, a celebration of black dandyism and the influence of black style in the fashion industry history. So, given, her blueberry slave muffins, her wedding at a plantation, I could imagine why they wouldn't go.
The Met Gala organizers knew exactly what they were doing. They saw the plantation scandal, the racial mockery, the fake activism, and shut the doors before she could even RSVP. Imagine the disaster if she tried to spin it into another Blake's Growing campaign.
Close to the couple says the choice to pass in this year's gala came before the lawsuit, has nothing to do with it, and for what it's worth, Blake and Ryan aren't shying away from public appearances.
And here's the extra humiliating part. Popcorn Planet's Andy Signore reports that sources are finally admitting it. Blake and Ryan weren't invited. From co-chair in 2022 to completely iced out in 2024. That's not decline. That's disgrace. Anna Wintour reportedly said, "No thanks." And when she closes that door, there's no fashion comeback.
I think we can prove they weren't invited. I mean, really? I don't think this is the year to bring Blake Lively. I mean,
yeah.
I agree with you. Like, maybe it was her reps.
Worse still is how painfully obvious the PR cleanup has been. Every entertainment journalist not on Blake's payroll saw the desperation from miles away. The official statements reeked of crisis control, like her team sat in a panic Zoom meeting, asking, what's the least humiliating way to explain being blacklisted?
Their absence was noted.
I think we can prove they weren't invited. I mean, really? I don't think this is the year.
Meanwhile, actual celebrities, unproblematic and relevant ones, were killing it. Coleman Domingo Slade, Zaya Wade, iconic. But Blake? She was at home, posting staged mom life selfies and pretending not to be seething with jealousy. The woman thrives on attention. You really think she skipped the Met Gala over a scheduling conflict? That's like saying the Kardashians skipped it for silence.
They just did all, we know. They've been everywhere. She's not a Kardashian that goes every year, is what she previously... This sounds like a lot of defense.
And of course, the internet clapped back in meme form. Someone even made an AI image of Blake in plantation-style blueberry couture, complete with muffin tray and awkward smile. The sad part? So many people thought it was real.
Isn't it kind of crazy how this could actually be something she might wear?
That's how far her image has sunk, when a fake photo of her serving slave-themed pastries is believable. The parody becomes possible. The fashion queen becomes a fashion warning sign.
And of course she brought a tray of blueberry slavery muffins for everyone to have, because she just wants to romanticize that deep South history of how the blues came from and where it came from, and the blueberries from the blues.
Don't believe those sugar-coated headlines. This wasn't a graceful retreat. It was a flat-out shutout, a locked door, a high society hard pass. No matter how many staged pap shots Blake and Ryan serve up, the message from the Met Gala was clear. You don't get to cosplay the culture you used to mock.
She's done it! She's done it! And now she's out there like, oh, I'm learning so much and thank you time, blah, blah, blah. Oh, cram it.
Blake Lively went on Seth Meyers and tried to rewrite the entire Gregorian calendar just for PR points. She stared into the camera and claimed one of her daughters was born on the same day as Napoleon Bonaparte and Jennifer Lawrence, August 15th. Because of course.
They lied and said that their daughter Betty was born on August 15th on Seth Meyers, and then that's what Blake Lively said. And then Ryan Reynolds said that Betty was born also on August 15th in a Variety interview. I just did those videos. It's deranged.
Because why not? Add some historical flair to your overproduced brand. Nothing says relatable mom like pretending your toddler shares a birthday with a French warlord. Only issue? None of her kids were born on August 15th. But then, folks, like Elsie and Melanie King did the unthinkable, they Googled, Shocking, I know.
Do your daughters ever criticize your outfits?
Oh, yeah. No, one of my daughters has the same birthday as Napoleon and Jennifer Lawrence. So if you imagine like those two blended.
A few moments later.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Turns out James was born December 16th, Inez on September 30th, Betty on October 4th, and baby number 4 on February 12th. Not a single August 15th among them. So why lie? What's the gain?
Past or the present, and sat up there and said that her daughter's birthday was the same as Napoleon and Jennifer Lawrence. Napoleon and Jennifer Lawrence were born on August 15th. All right?
To sound quirky? To wedge in a forced funny mom moment during a talk show? Or maybe she's just desperate to seem more interesting than she is. Apparently, making up birthdays is a totally normal way to cope with fading fame.
This woman is absolutely deranged. She decided to go on Seth Meyers, knowing that all these eyes and ears on her, knowing that everyone is going through everything she's ever said and done with a fine-tooth comb, whether it's in the past or the present.
And let's not forget her ever-charming husband, Ryan Reynolds. He sweetly backed up the lie during a Variety actor-on-actor interview, doubling down on the Napoleon reference like it was a cute inside joke instead of an unnecessary, made-up detail. These two treat interviews like improv night. Just riff, smile, and hope no one bothers to fact-check.
The two narcissists, delusional people.
Blake Lively is reportedly spiraling behind the scenes after being quietly excluded from the 2025 Met Gala invitation list, sparking major speculation online.
To do all that, it would have been like Ryan Reynolds promoting Black Panther after getting married in a plantation wedding, which he rightfully got called out for. It just would have looked very tone-deaf and stupid.
Insiders claim it wasn't just about her being unavailable. Blake was actually blacklisted from attending this year's high fashion event.
And Ryan were no shows at the Met Gala. Now, this is an event they've been to a lot. They weren't there last year. She was editing the movie It Ends With Us, stealing it from Justin's grasps. But now they didn't show up, and they have reasons.
From backlash over her plantation-themed wedding to an old blackface skit and false family stories, her glamorous image collapsed fast. Even Justin Baldwin's charity didn't survive her controversy.